What is going on, guys? Mobile Carrier News here. And Chariton Valley, it's basically like another service provider company that provides service and broadband services to customers. Seems to this is going on in Missouri, by the way. They seem to be selling their wireless spectrum to Verizon, AT&T, and US Cellular. Now, this is a very short article, so I think this is a very good idea because it's basically giving these three carriers, well, I forget which company owns US Cellular, but one of them is owned by it. It's giving them more spectrum in the area, and that's what I like to see. Now, just because the wireless spectrum is being given to Verizon, AT&T, and US Cellular, doesn't mean the company Chariton Valley is going out of business. They're just basically selling their data for, honestly, it doesn't really give a good description, but I honestly like where this is going. So as you can see here, Verizon will be receiving two AWS licenses, and two cellular licenses, and AT&T will be receiving 300 to 700 megahertz of band licenses, and US Cellular will receive two PCS licenses. So it's being split up into very fair pieces of the spectrum in total, and I actually like to see where this is going, because I've noticed if one carrier gets more spectrum than the other, it's just really unfair, and it's just it's not good for business. Like, one has more than the other. Like, you need your fair share. You need to basically split the pie evenly. Like, split it into perfect slices so everyone gets their first slice of the pie. Now, this is very good news for Verizon, because now Verizon is going to improve their service in Missouri. And I don't know what their service is like in Missouri, but they're going to improve it. But however, Verizon seems to be ditching their LTE, and they're buying up more. So basically, the rural wireless asset that they basically acquired from Chariton Valley, it's basically more 5G. Now, when I read this, Verizon seems to be ditching LTE in rural America program. It doesn't mean their LTE is going away in Missouri. It basically means they're focusing more on 5G than LTE. Now, this is honestly not surprising, because all three carriers since late 2019, early 2020, all carriers have been actually focusing on 5G than LTE. And it's kind of disappointing, because I feel like it's been over 10 years since LTE has been improved, and I still feel like it's not improved enough. Like, I feel like they still need to improve LTE to its full capacity. That's why I'm honestly waiting for all 3G networks to finally shut down by next year, and they can, hopefully by that shutdown, they can improve those into more LTE sites, because I do believe LTE is far from perfect. Regardless if it's been 10 years, 10 years is a long time. But I do think LTE still needs to be improved to its full capacity and full maximum potential to actually be used as a network, because keep in mind, I do believe Verizon and I think AT&T and T-Mobile, I do believe they still lack in congestion with LTE, especially in big cities. I'm not sure if there's like a huge downtown area in Missouri, but I'm basically talking about like Texas downtown, Houston, Austin, New York, Miami, Florida, California, Oregon, just like the big Chicago downtown, just big areas that have 5G, but it's not perfect 5G, so they switch to LTE. And I do believe that LTE still gets congested, so I do think they really still need to keep sticking on to LTE and improving the LTE service, because LTE is basically long-term evolution of high speed. It's faster than 4G LTE. It's actually really faster. Instead of getting, I think, 7 megabytes per second, you get 20 or more megabytes per second. LTE is just really good. It's just really good internet speed. And it's great. I like how every service and carrier is focusing on 5G, because it's 2021. 5G is the future. 5G is the future of wireless. They're going to do the same thing for 6G. 6G is going to be here in 10 years, I guarantee you, or maybe sooner. I'm not really sure how it works, but that's how it basically it's going to be. And I really do think all three carriers should really be still improving LTE, especially when they shut down 3G, and especially when when this auction is finally finished, because all three carriers are still getting the high amount, $1 billion of spectrum. So, and also I hopefully they can still improve LTE also when they're shut down 3G. So I really hope they improve their service as a whole, because in the future all three carriers have to be covering not California. They have to be covering the United States 99.99%, and actually have service in a lot of areas, because with everything going on and people going out again to use more data, it's just how do I say this? Congestion is sooner or later, congestion will not be an option for all carriers, and they have to provide more spectrum, more bandwidth, and it's good. I like that they're investing more in their 5G assets, but LTE is still lacking. It's lacking very hard in my own personal opinion, because I use Verizon LTE, and it's decent. It's not it's decent. It's not very good in the whole areas I go to, but it still works. And hopefully Verizon actually puts in the work and improves the LTE. And hopefully, I really hope this article is not telling the truth. I really hope they don't ditch LTE, because LTE is still far from perfect. But hey, just maybe, like, even if they ditch LTE, as long as LTE works in your state, city, county, or town, you should be fine. But if it's not, right, if it's not, then all three carriers need to improve LTE. That's just how I believe it should go for. It should really go for, because if LTE is not improved, like, what are the carriers doing? Like, in 10 years, LTE can if you live almost in the middle of nowhere somewhere, I don't know where, I don't know what example to give. Let's say you live in the middle of nowhere and you get no service and you get 1 bar of LTE. I honestly hope in 10 years, if you go back to the same location, hopefully you get at least 3 to almost full bars of LTE, because I don't think LTE should be lacked on this. Yes, 5G is the future. 5G is going to go on, expand. It's going to be the leader in 5G. 5G built right. 5G wireless for all, etc., etc. But LTE cannot be left alone. LTE needs to be improved. Hopefully, all the 3G towers that all three carriers have, convert those to a lot of LTE and not just to 5G. Well, they could I guess it's kind of the same thing, but I just really hope all those thousands and thousands of 3G towers, at least hope they have at least I hope they have LTE service, because if they just have 5G, then LTE is just left under the rug. It's left under the radar. It's like underwater. It's just not going to look good. Like, you can't always have 5G. You got to focus on the last thing that got improved the last thing that kept you going, which is LTE. So let me know what you guys think about this, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.